You gotta bring your A game every single game. You know, being here in Peach Jam is way more intense. It's super hard here. Most of the games are pretty much close, so it's really competitive.
It's always up and downs in this game. Just gotta keep pushing and gotta keep having confidence in yourself, and then it'll go your way for sure.
Where the stakes are the highest. Everybody's out here playing the hardest they can.
I'm ready to go in there, shout, scream, laugh, run, dunk, and come out with it, though. Dominate on 3, 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
We can't leave until we get that.
That's the heart of a champion. This is what it's supposed to be. This Peach Jam here.
For 30 years, the biggest stars in the NBA and college basketball made their names here first. It's Championship Sunday at Peach Jam in North Augusta, South Carolina. From Cam Boozer, Cooper Flagg, AJ DeBanza a few years ago, Delton Brand, Lamar Odom, Ron Artest 3 decades ago. Who will etch their names in the record books today? Chris Miles here with the ACC legend, the former NBA first-round draft pick, Randolph Childress, and the director of scouting for CBS Sports, Adam Finkelstein. And let's take a look at the bracket and how we got here. The Florida Rebels, led by Cayden Daughtry, but Drive Nation, it's like March Madness. They're the Cinderella without their stars, Marcus Spears Jr., who classed up. And they're playing for the championship without him, Randolph.
You're talking about the best player we know in high school, shooting 59 from the field, over 50 from 3. They lose him. They're down to 6 players. And it's by committee. Everybody's stepping up in moments, but Elijah Paez has been the guy for them. He stepped up early, been really aggressive, and again, they got a daunting task against the Florida Rebels.
And Paez has been someone who had low to mid-major recruitment for the vast majority of the season, but now he's starting to get Big East interest, someone who is seizing the opportunity to make a name for himself at the Peach Jam. And this really is the true Cinderella story. 6 players, no one gave him a chance, and now they are 1 game away from being EYBL champions.
And Cayden Daughtry, a historic run, averaging 32 points per game, 6 helpers a game, 3.5 steals a game here at Peach Jam.
So the other night he was named MVP of the EYBL regular season. Let's be clear about that. Will he punctuate the run? He finishes as the leading scorer in the EYBL. There's only one thing left to do, and that's win the EYBL championship. This has been a man on a mission, as skilled of a guard as I have seen in quite literally years, Randolph.
Adam, I would say this to you. He's been the best player here.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's really up for debate. He has been that good, that dominant, that efficient. He's been fun to watch, and I expect that to continue here today.
Yeah, and for Cayden Daughtry, he's shot up the ranks as far as, you know, being number 1 in the class, being top 10 in the class. But Adam, you were breaking it down for us that he should continue to rise after this run at Peach Jam.
Yeah, so let me just get this off my chest. I am as big of a Cayden Daughtry fan as there is. When we made him top 10 in the country, we were the only ones who did it. A week ago, I had what was perceived as a hot take. I said, hey, this guy may be the best player, not necessarily prospect in high school basketball. And now everyone's like, well, yeah, obviously. Well, you know, it wasn't that obvious a week ago. It certainly wasn't that obvious a couple months ago. But the bottom line is he has done it all EYBL season long. Led the league in scoring by more than 8 points per game. Currently 3rd in assists, but has a chance, depending on what happens here, to lead the league in assists.
Yeah.
He has been absolutely phenomenal.
Lights up.
Florida Rebels in blue, Drive Nation in white. Again, the star of their team during EYBL was Marcus Spears Jr., who is now a member of the Texas Longhorns, classed up, will play 2 years in college, was the #1 player in his class. David Bellarine gets the tip over to Riley Austin.
You know, guys, I think one of the important things here, all the talk has been about Cayden Daughtry, but we really saw the supporting cast step up yesterday for the Rebels. O'Neal Delancey, who's guarding the basketball, played through a sprained ankle. Carson Crawford was huge on the bench.
Austin gets the first bucket of the game.
Austin was huge yesterday. Had 16 and 6 in their win. against the Knight Riders. And again, it's not surprising. Someone always steps up, whether it's Avery Moses or Ballerine.
And Harris, he had 22 yesterday.
Speaking of stepping up, that's exactly right. In that quarterfinal game right here about 24 hours ago, when Daughtry was moving the basketball, it was Harris who was actually the team's leading scorer. Daughtry finished with 19 and 10 assists, but Harris went on a personal 8-0 run.
Paez right at Daughtry.
This group is just fearless right now. Everybody's playing with so much confidence. You got nothing to lose.
Delancey to Harris for three, all air. The putback by Crawford.
I mentioned this earlier, but Crawford's willingness to get on the glass and his ability to defend bigger people has allowed the Rebels to play small all season. They don't really have a true big, but because of guys like Crawford and Harris, they can play small and consequently play with such great pace.
It's their pace that concerns me with Drive Nation. Not having a depth. Can they continue with the pace of the Florida Rebels?
All air, so both teams seem to lack a little oomph on their jumpers here at the start.
Well, listen, this is their 5th game in about 48 or 50 hours. Drive Nation's got 6 players. The legs are going to be heavy. The hearts are big, but the legs are going to be heavy.
You worry about that for Drive Nation with only 6 guys.
Oh, inside Bellarine rejecting Harris.
And I tell you, he was a monster last night in that semifinals against the Knight Riders. Louis Uwo, who I think is the best shot blocker in the class, but Bellarine had a couple of those big blocks himself.
He did. He was the leading scorer for the majority of the game, which was the surprising part of it, against a shot blocker like that.
And let's be clear, no one expects Drive Nation to win this game. No one's even rooting for them. Everybody wants Cayden Daughtry to punctuate this story.
What a story it would be, though. Can you ever think about, I can't think of a team from a ranking perspective and a star power perspective that are in the Peach Jam final with this limit of bodies.
And that to have the best player in the class reclassify 10 days before the period's over. It used to be that you waited until after the Peach Jam and then you did it, just like Jalen Duren did when he led the team final. But now they say, hey, we got to get to summer school. There's different considerations.
And this team went 0-4 in Vegas. I mean, no one thought they'd get the Peach Jam and win a game, more or less make it to the championship.
How about Austin defying gravity, defying the odds, and defying the naysayers?
He's still on one. He's a small guard, as you talked about it, Adam, with a big heart again. Led him in scoring yesterday, and he's off to a fast start here today.
Mustafa can't capitalize off that feed from Daughtry.
Mustafa is such an important player because he's the only guy with real size in front. He's got great length. Hands are a little bit of a work in progress, so offensively, whatever he can give them is a bonus.
One thing that the Florida Rebels are going to do, they're going to switch a lot. I think it's going to force other guys to make plays. They're not going to allow these guards just to continue to get downhill and pick their matchup.
You know, Randolph, I'm curious your perception on this. I always think there's a lot of adrenaline to start a championship game, but you hit the wall, and with only 6 guys, what happens when they lose that boost of adrenaline, Drive Nation?
And when this guy gets going, because you know it's a matter of time before he gets going. See, the thing that concerns me more than just the fatigue is the foul trouble. What do they do now? You got once up.
And there's so many possessions in the game when you play Florida Rebels because they play such an up-tempo system, so it puts that much. Like Knight Riders last night, that was a slower game.
They play in the half court. It's tailor-made for them. This is the contradiction of styles. You're talking about Florida Rebels averaging 87 points a game here at Peach Jam. Drive Nation averages 61.
I had someone give me this stat when an NBA team said, forget about what Cayden Daughtry is doing from an individual standpoint. He is quarterbacking, very literally, the most statistically efficient offense we've seen in EYBL history.
And it's because of what he does, right?
Well, they're split. They're shooting 48 to 49% from the field, 40 from 3 as a team, and 81 from the line. I mean, that's the concern.
And they're going to the line, too.
Yes, and they're going to the line.
Still 6-6, 4 minutes in to the first quarter of the 17U championship game. Austin, Paez, Drive Nation, the Cinderellas take the early lead.
He just finds ways to score. He's a good cutter, loves to get downhill. got to see man and ball when you're defending Elijah Paez.
And Paez skying for the board.
It's a tough shot from Delancey. I'd like to see them try and move this defense a little bit more. He can get that in the late clock if he needs it.
That's where the fatigue, I think we talked about. You get tired, you start settling. Sometimes you get talked about, we got bodies, we want to pick up the pace.
Right.
Sometimes you play too fast.
Mutombo, no. And he'll stay here for Drive Nation.
He's playing on one ankle too. In yesterday's quarterfinal, he had to be helped off the floor. And I was surprised, quite frankly, that he was able to play in last night's semis.
He's gutting it out. I think it's a great start here by Drive Nation.
Absolutely.
Worried about the
Bellarine beats the shot clock, but that's a violation as he doesn't hit rim.
Remember, we were in Vegas last week. First game of the day was on Tuesday, and the buzz then, nobody was talking about Cayden Daughtry 2 Tuesdays ago. You know what everybody was talking about? Where's Marcus Spears? Marcus Spears isn't here. Is he reclassifying? And a day later, it became official.
Ooh, behind the back split for Cayden Daughtry, flashing that flare.
You know what's crazy, Chris? We just expect that now. We've been watching it for 2 weeks. Like, yeah, behind the back in traffic, it's nothing.
I was just thinking that, like, hey, he just made that look like it's a normal move.
Yeah.
You don't teach that. Wow,
and Daughtry hits the deck. Bellarine fouls him, and Daughtry's holding that left shoulder.
Chris, let me tell you about that. That's how I separated his shoulder, getting snatched like that. I think he's okay, but officials are going to take a look at that.
Well, let me also point out that left shoulder, he was not wearing that brace to start the week. That came on for the first time last night, as you see the fancy footwork and the handles there behind the back. And yeah, I think they should look at that, because that's not a basketball play.
No. Clearly couldn't get the basketball, and officials decided to let him play.
Crawford looking for it inside. He has the size advantage. Delancey fires from outside. Paez does it all for Drive Nation.
It's a good rhythm look that time from Delancey. That process is better, getting the look within the flow of the offense.
Austin to Bellarine inside. The post up. The power. The shot is off. Daughtry going the other way. He has numbers. Daughtry to Harris. Deadly combination.
Perfect timing on that pass, Randolph. He engaged that defender, opened Harris up for the easy two.
It's just like practice. It's your 3-on-2, 2-on-1 fast break. Draw the defender, spray it. Once they rebounded, they got numbers.
Easy to say, hard to do,
yeah.
because the timing is just so instinctive.
Gives it to the perfect pass. You don't have to dribble it. Plays through the contact, and again, that's one of the things we talked about with Drive Nation. You've got to get back.
And you know, his approach in this one reminds me, it's very similar to how we started yesterday morning's quarterfinal, like intent to get other guys involved. He's only taken one shot from the floor so far, 2 if you're going to count the one he got fouled on, but only two attempts in 6 minutes. He's clearly looking to distribute the basketball.
I mean, he scored 20 of his 32 yesterday in the third and fourth quarter.
A steal by the Rebels. Here comes Daughtry. Crawford right at Paez and Bellarine. The body control. The second chance opportunity. Delancey. Third chance. Harris loses it on the way up. We'll go the other way.
Great pass by Delancey. It didn't work out. And how about the second jump by Crawford? Did you notice how quickly he bounced back up there?
Smaller guards of Drive Nation have got to get in there and scrap and grab a couple of rebounds. This is a really small backcourt, and it's much smaller with Gaylor coming in now off the bench.
They handle the pressure. Shot clock down to 8 seconds. Gaylor, he loves it from out there, connecting.
Great sign there. Cord Gaylor coming off the bench. Essentially every shot he shoots behind the three-point line, you've got to make him put it on the deck and run him off the line. Can't lose him.
Pocket pass, and a nice finish by Wins.
Second really good pass in a row from O'Neal Delancey. We talked about the shot selection early on. He's playing in the flow and he's making a real nice impact right now.
Drive Nation, such a good job handling the pressure in the games we've seen here at Peach Jam. Gaylor, 2 for 2 from outside in the championship game.
You got to find him. We just talked about it. That's what he does. And in the zone, he's the one guy you cannot leave for Drive Nation.
Delancey looking to respond. Austin drives. They swing it out. Gaylor! Heat check.
You can see that coming.
Daughtry into the body. Paez boards that. And the stare down afterwards.
Oh, wow. Got a little something there. Paez glaring down at Cayden Daughtry. I'm not sure I would recommend that course of action.
Not at all, but again, this team has just done nothing but compete. But this is an interesting time right now. Now Battle Ring's out of the game. This is a really small lineup.
So you mentioned Paez and his recruiting. He had 4 offers officially before Peach Jam, and that's picked up.
Oh, he's gonna have more tomorrow than he does today.
I said that. He's gonna wake us tomorrow morning
It's
and
not over
spend
yet.
half the day on his phone.
Austin driving. Crawford comes up with it. Daughtry at the buzzer!
Don't do it.
And with that, Drive Nation, they're on top, 14-13 after 1, the Peach Jam Championship. Welcome back to the Peach Jam Championship. Drive Nation up 1 after 1. The Florida Rebels with the ball to start the second quarter, and their star, Cayden Daughtry.
Cayden Daughtry's been the star, but I'll tell you what, Drive Nation, Cinderella slipper is still on right now. They're winning by 1 here. No one's expecting them to be here. No one's expecting them to win this game.
Austin finds Gaylor, who hit 2 threes in that first quarter. Moses hits the rim twice. Daughtry, active on the glass, finds Crawford. And the active hands by Austin.
Yeah, really good defense digging in on that ball. Drive Nation, just so much fight, so much scrap.
they're more aggressive defensively. They're not passive. They have six guys in their rotation, but they're really aggressive. They play with pace. They're attacking you. They don't play this four-corner style offense. They're spreading you out. They're driving you. They're attacking you on the defensive end of the floor.
And they can't get a shot off top-tier defense by the Rebels.
No doubt about it, but I think it's important for those people watching at home who don't know the story. This is a Drive Nation team that had the nation's top-ranked player 10 days ago, Marcus Spears Jr., and then he made a relatively unexpected decision, reclassifying up immediately, went to Texas. They lost all 4 games last week in Vegas, basically limped into the Peach Jam, and yet still, they fought their way to the finals with only 6 healthy bodies.
I think it's safe to say they were the biggest long shot of making it to Peach Jam. I mean, leaving Vegas, they weren't close.
Yeah, 0-4 in Vegas.
Yes, 0-4.
0-4. And if it weren't for the games that Spears had played, they wouldn't have even qualified to be here.
No doubt.
And Daughtry fouled by Mutombo on that 3-point attempt.
Cayden Daughtry, what a show he has put on, not just this week, but this season. This guy is, let's call him 6 feet, but let's note that he's wearing shoes when we call him that.
Well, and let's talk about the athleticism a little bit, because Randolph, you and I joke about this a lot, because Cayden Daughtry, you know, in the teardrops and the shooting, we expect that from guys your size, the way that he plays, right? But the above-the-rim action that he has, is that of a guard that's like 6'3" or 6'4"?
I just think he just plays the game at his own speed, his own pace. He processes it so well. I mean, as Adam just talked about, I mean, we're talking about, look at this split. It's 59, 47, and 91.
91.
That's incredible.
And he goes to the free throw line in high volume because he's really proficient at getting fouled. He knows just how to do it.
Gaylor, the reverse. Ballerain on the putback, 16-16.
I think this is one of the best stories, aside from Daughtry and how dynamic he is, but this Drive Nation team is all hands on deck and everybody's delivering.
Moses hacked on the way up. He'll go to the free throw line.
Daughtry's going to have to make a little bit of an adjustment here, Randolph. I think he's right now trying a little too hard to draw fouls. He's getting multiple defenders. I'm going to tell you, Rebels are going to need somebody else to make shots because Harris had to step up in the quarters. It was Delancey who stepped up in the semis. And I think right now we're seeing from Drive Nation, they're saying, hey, when Daughtry puts it on the lane, we're collapsing. We're going to make somebody else beat us. And so it's a question of who else can make shots for them tonight.
When we go back to that quarterfinal game, when they broke it open was when Daughtry had 3-4 assists in that one quarter, and that really opened up the game to Adam's point.
I think that's what he's trying to do early. He's passive. He gets off the ball. Like now, he gets off the ball. Yeah.
Delancey over Austin, he has a size advantage.
Well, that's what we talk about when we say gravity. You're watching at home. What does gravity mean? Gravity means when your defender is stuck to you so much that he can't help on the ball, so it creates more space for everybody else to work. And that's exactly what you saw in that possession.
And on the other end here, they're going to put a lot of pressure on Austin to create not only for himself, but for his teammates.
Austin answering that call at the buzzer.
If they want to win and pull off the upset, Austin's going to have to continue to play it at this rate.
Swing in the corner, and Austin skying for the board.
But you saw the secondary defender say, hey, Cayden, sorry, not today. You're going to have to make somebody else make shots.
And Austin turning it over.
I think the Rebels play at a pace, Adam, that sometimes you got to live with their bad shot selection because they want this tempo. They're trying to get the game up, and right now, to me, it feels like Drive Nation's in control of the pace.
Well, it's interesting to me, too, because the up-tempo system you don't have to get a knockout in the first half. Right. You're trying to wear down your opposition. That's the normal strategy. But for Drive Nation, they just want to give the Rebels a chance to get nervous in the second half.
Yes.
So if they can keep it close, they almost have to be able to go blow for blow with them and try and see if they can make nerves a factor later on.
But we know one thing about these 6 players that Drive Nation has. They're indefatigable, Adam. They do not get tired. They do not foul out, and they do not wear down. That has been the story for them here at Peach Jam.
And Marcus Spears Jr. is not walking through that door.
He is not. If he is, he's got a Texas Longhorn sweatshirt on.
That's right.
His
Taking
coaching
a
staff
break
might be
from
here.
summer school.
Moses pulls up Daughtry, hauling in rebound number 5.
He does that really well, too. He throws it ahead in the open floor and lets other guys go to work. Nice pass.
Harris swatted away. Gaylor comes up with it, and Drive Nation pushing the pace in transition. Gaylor from way outside, way short, gets his own rebound.
And this is their secret sauce. They just spread you out.
Yeah.
They got multiple guys that can attack you off the bounce. When you help, they're spraying it.
And Paez, a little flex after the bucket, 3-point lead for Drive Nation.
The longer this goes, the more confident they get.
Daughtry pulling, popping.
I mean, it's silly, folks, but you know what? It has become routine.
Yes.
We've seen that time and time again. The level of nuance in his skill set. It's an oversimplification to say he's skilled or he's good with the ball or he's got feel. He is a master of his craft to the extent that we have not seen recently in high school basketball.
And especially from a guard of his size.
But here's the thing. We were just discussing how, okay, he's being patient, letting others. He's got 10 points and 5 rebounds already midway through the second quarter.
And 2 assists, and I would argue he has, and 0 turnovers. I would argue he'd have more assists if guys were making shots.
I think that's part of what makes him so special. He doesn't have to dominate the ball. He doesn't dominate it to be this efficient or to be this effective. Other guys can touch it. He just looks like a guy that can play in any system.
You know what's important? I think that's an important point because there's been a lot of discussion about like his size and when does that impact his projection. Here's the thing. The pace with which they play, the tempo with which they play, that's an important part of his success because it creates space.
Yes.
And someone that size, regardless of how talented you are, you need space to operate.
Well, in the quarters and the semifinals, I mean, he averages 3 steals a game.
Yeah.
But some of the biggest plays begin with him on the defensive end, whether it's a steal, a deflection, or coming up with a defensive rebound. I think that's a part of his game, Randolph, that may go overlooked.
It's just tough. He's the best player that I've seen in Vegas and the best player I've seen here in Peach Jam.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I'm not saying he's the best prospect.
That's right. That's right.
You know, that's a whole other argument and the Beckham Black and all of that. This young man has been the best
Good pass.
player.
Delancey.
That's not a foul?
It is not, and it'll go the other way for Drive Nation.
Officials are not calling fouls on Drive
No.
Nation. We tell them that. We only got 6 guys, and some of that plays into their favor.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. They're just Cinderella. They're playing hard. They deserve to be here. And obviously a team that I think they're well coached, but some of these guys like Elijah Paez, they're under-recruited. They have to be.
They were under-recruited.
They won't be anymore.
Yeah. 2 things are going to happen tomorrow. Ready? Clip this tape. 3 kids are going to reclassify, and Paez is going to get a bunch of scholarship offers.
Yeah, he'll spend half the day tomorrow on the phone saying thank you.
Now, Chris, you had mentioned his underrated defense. You just saw it there.
Yeah. Daughtry left on the island on Gaylor, and then Westbrook on the other end with the finger roll.
Again, that's just an example of gravity. Hugged up to Daughtry, hugged up to Delancey, hugged up to Harris. Westbrook says, hey, I'll go one-on-one with a head of steam, no problem.
That is going to help them, too. They're nearly bigger at every position on the floor.
Oh, Moses,
He's so
an
smart.
offensive foul on Daughtry. So back-to-back possessions, we see Daughtry on defense.
He's so smart. I mean, his ability to attract and then sell the contact, but do it in a way which looks legitimate. So that's just ever so slight there with the elbow,
Yeah.
but he makes it look like, you know, it was. And listen, that was a foul, but he sold it in a way that most 25-year-old NBA veterans do.
Can we call it the soccer sellout, if we will?
Don't do that.
It's not
Don't do
FIFA
that.
yet. Don't get Adam started
Don't
with
do that.
It's like the World Cup.
This is the only championship game today. That's all I have to to say.
Wait, is there another one? I'm not aware.
Yeah, coming up next, right here on NBA TV.
Mutombo firing and finding the spot.
Jesse Mutombo, again, don't be surprised. It's all hands on deck with this group. Everyone's stepping up. Everyone's creating opportunities and making shots for Drive Nation.
And there it is, heading back to the charity stripe. Cayden Daughtry free throws 6 and 7 in the first half, looking to put his team back on top as we see Mutombo knock down that three-point shot.
And with Bellerin's in the game, you try to keep a bigger body on him, and guards got to fight through screens and chase these guys over.
You know, guys, we had an interesting moment at this table earlier in the week. Talked to A.J. Williams, and we asked him about the importance of getting to the free throw line, and he cited SGA. He said, that's my favorite player. It's the NBA MVP. And so I think SGA has really impacted the way young people are playing the game right now. They are learning how to draw fouls, and we've seen that from Daughtry consistently throughout the week. It's not that he flops, although he does sell the contact, but he also understands the art of drawing the contact, of attacking hips, of understanding leverage, of playing into bodies when the defender outstretches their arms. And I think that is becoming an increasing point of emphasis even at this young age group.
It's a way of impacting the game when you're struggling as well. So obviously it's great when you're playing well, but when you're struggling, figuring out ways to contribute and drawing fouls is a big part of that.
And Austin can't hold on to that tough pass. To that point, Daughtry, 12 points on 4 shots.
Yeah, so done it all week.
Yeah,
right? I mean, it's like, yeah.
I just told you, 59 and 47 and 91 is his split.
Crawford from the corner. Harris on the glass, eating.
And that's the first time when I started to wonder, is Drive Nation starting to get a little tired? That's a ball I think Bellering would have blocked in the first 2 minutes of this game.
That's the concern you got to have for Drive Nation, is the rebounding, both ends of the floor, and what that'll look like come midway through the fourth quarter.
Austin fouled. Looks like that'll go against MJ Curry, his second.
And guys, MJ Curry is a top 100 prospect in the country who the Rebels bring off the bench. He was a late addition, came over midway through the season, and he's been huge for them as a defender, as a downhill attacker.
Attacking Daughtry is Mutombo. He draws the foul. That'll be the first one on Daughtry.
Great job there by Mutombo, using his size, realizing he has the smaller Daughtry against him, just gets to his spot, able to draw the foul.
Only the second trip to the free throw line here in the first half for Drive Nation, whereas Daughtry has 7 free throw attempts himself.
We talked about it. It is a skill in its own right. I don't love it, you know, that it's become such a point of emphasis, but it's an undeniable part of the game, and he's as good as anyone in high school basketball at it.
Harris lets it fly.
I think the Rebels play into Drive Nation's hand with the one pass, quick shot. And if you do it, I want to see you get down here, attack the rim. Use your physicality and your length and your size. You're the bigger team. You got the depth.
And they're going to, I think if Harris makes threes, they're willing to concede that right now.
Absolutely. You got to give, that's the game plan. Outside of Daughtry, I'm going to live with guys taking shots. Can't get too spread out defensively right now with Drive Nation doing a great job. And this is, again, they're playing at their pace. Look at the scores, 28-26 with 1 minute to go in the second half. We're talking about a team that averages over 87 points a game.
And guys, this is a road game for Drive Nation.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody wants to see. Cayden Daughtry has been the show for the last 2 weeks. He's been the EYBL show all season long. The country has now gotten wind of it and really jumped on board in the last 2 weeks, and especially here at the Peach Jam. Everybody wants to see him write this final chapter of his story. That's why this gym is so quiet right now. They are waiting to explode for the Florida Rebels, and yet Drive Nation, Cinderella, refuses to go away.
But Randolph, when we've had Drive Nation games this week at Peach Jam, every game is like that. We're like, oh, this star is going to explode, and they seem to contain all of them. What is the theme behind their ability to do that?
This is obviously a well-coached team for one. They're just dialed in. Again, one, they're under-recruited. They're showing you what a collection of talented guys that are connected and embodied into their role are doing. Offensively, they spread you out. They're all skilled enough. They're shooting it well. They're passing it well. And defensively, they're just underrated. And again, they're doing everything. The most impressive thing for Drive Nation to me is it's not just their conditioning, it's their ability to defend without fouling. And they've done that the entire tournament.
I mean, you said the refs weren't calling fouls on them because they only had 6 guys there.
No. They just got away with one there. But no, I think they've just done a really good job of staying in front of the ball.
Gaylor from the corner.
Ooh.
No.
Managing the clock here. They got a 2-for-1 opportunity, and I don't think anybody needs to explain that to Cayden Daughtry. Good D, though.
Delancey to the paint. Ballerine hauls that in. Final 40 seconds of the first half. Austin, coast to coast. And it's beat down by Harris.
And I thought Austin used the exact analogy you just said.
Yes. Yep, he knew if he went quick, he had a 2-for-1 opportunity as well.
Still plenty of time. They're going for the weak side 3 there. Good play, better defense.
Check it out again. Harris holding it down on the defensive end.
Well, he held his ground. He was able to do it without fouling, and then the emphatic block there.
Mutombo out to Gaylor. Shows, goes. No. Delancey hauling that one in.
Got to get the last shot here.
Yeah, Daughtry screaming at him, slow, slow. They'll do this. They'll invert it and let Delancey initiate at times, but Daughtry's coming to get it.
Delancey going baseline for the bucket.
Big
at the
shot.
end of the first half, the Rebels have a 4-point advantage. Cayden Daughtry, the star, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists at the half. What a championship game we have between Drive Nation and the Florida Rebels. There's Harris getting downhill for 2 of his 8 at the half. There's Austin somehow finding a way to score inside the paint. He's got 6. Paez also with 6 on the board for Drive Nation. Cayden Daughtry, the show. He's got 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists at the break. And it's the Rebels. They're on top, 30-26, as we get you ready for the second half action. Chris Miles, Adam Finkelstein, Randolph Childress here with you. And these two teams playing for the 17U championship here at Peach Jam, giving all they got. Daughtry, the crossover, the 3, his only 3-point make in that first half. Westbrook finishing at the bucket. Mutombo, he's been good offensively, nails that 3. And Delancey, before we go to the half, nailing the final bucket to give his team that 4-point advantage. But they're playing for this, the elusive Peach Jam Championship Trophy.
Well, it's just a spot in history. When you walk into this building, you see the signage recognizing every one of the 30 champions that have come up until this point. Cayden Daughtry has been spectacular. He's been the player everybody's talking about, but it doesn't end the same way unless he gets that trophy.
You have to finish it. It's just part of it. There's been a lot of great teams here, but it matters. You have to finish it. Right now, everyone's expecting the Rebels to be the better team to do it, but there's something special happening right here with this Drive Nation group, and we're witnessing it, and it's fun to watch.
The Cinderfellas, if you will. Drive Nation, I got to give you credit, Randolph. You have been singing their praises for about a full week now of what they're able to accomplish.
Because you keep doubting them. Every game they go when you're expecting them. Again, coming into this, Chris, I can't tell you, this team lost every game in Vegas. You just didn't see it. You thought they would come here. You were surprised they qualified and thought they'd go 0 for again. They've just hit the switch. Well, and it's just fun to watch.
And you got to give coaching a lot of credit because they really redefined the system playing without Marcus Spears. You were talking about this earlier. They space you out. They force you to, they really stretch you defensively. They've got multiple shooters and multiple playmakers on the floor.
I mean, they don't look like it, but again, they rebound the basketball well. They're actually out rebounding the Rebels by 6. They got 7 offensive rebounds here. It is because they spread you out. Their guards are so quick. Galo stretches you with his 3s. Austin off the bounce. Mutombo's knocking down 3s. And Ballerina's just been a man inside Ballerina. He's just done a hell of a job at the rim.
And I'll tell you another stat that concerns me if I'm the Rebels at halftime. They have 1 made 3, and it was from Cayden Daughtry. No one has made spot-up 3s around their dynamic point guard, so there's no space for him to operate in.
And a good start here to the third quarter for Drive Nation. They've drawn 2 fouls. Paez will go to the charity stripe. That foul will go against Curry, and Paez, his first free throw attempts. But sticking with Drive Nation here, 4-1 in pool play, didn't get the 2 wins to advance, and they did it against Louis Uvo and company. I mean, the
last night semifinals,
the clear-cut best defensive player out here who brought his best efforts.
Well, and let's even put that in perspective. That Knight Riders team that has Louis Uvo and Gabe Nesmith and so many others, they had beat Beckham Black, currently the #1 ranked prospect. So that was the matchup that people, like Beckham Black on one side, Cayden Daughtry on the other, the 2 best point guards, arguably the best player versus maybe the best prospect. First it was Knight Riders that spoiled that, and then Drive Nation spoiled Knight Riders' bid to be here. So they've already slayed the Giant once this weekend.
The great part about it is when they look at themselves, they think they're the Giants. And that's why they're here.
And Ballerine looking like a Giant on that board. Drive Nation can tie this thing back up or take the lead. Paez into Crawford to tie it up at 30.
You have to corral him in transition.
He did a nice job there creating some contact, got some separation off it.
Delancey going baseline, can't hit.
You can't buy one right now.
Rebels are 1 of 8 from behind the 3-point line. They're going to have to knock down some shots.
They got to make some layups right now.
Yeah, behind the 3-point line, open things up. Right now, Drive Nation is just packing it in.
And I think there's two things at play here. There's fatigue, but there's also nerves, because they know they're supposed to win. They know they're the favorite, and they know that the story has been all about them all week.
Drive Nation +8 in the rebounding category, despite being undersized. Crawford, the Euro step, and the bucket.
He's been so important to them all week long. He's this athletic wing. He's bouncy, but he can defend multiple positions. He can fly at the glass. And I talked about this in the first half, but it's those second qualities, the defense and the rebounding, that have been so pivotal to the Rebels being able to play small.
Mutombo.
Great D.
By who again?
Yeah, the guy who's too small to guard.
Cayden Daughtry this week has been so impressive. We look at the gaudy stats, but the defense has been so consistent and has stood out as well.
You know, in Vegas, I asked him about that, and he said when he was at USA practices and stuff, he's like, it was so competitive, like you had to defend out there because it was just such elite talent around that was one of the big things that he took out of that, was that everybody can score it. You got to separate yourself on the defensive end of the floor.
Speaking of which, Paez rising for the block. Austin in transition, paying it off, 32-32.
The ball's got to move now for the Rebels. Daughtry is willing to get off it, but too many guys are just taking it and playing one-on-one.
Daughtry, right on cue, just for you.
Well, listen, I didn't say he couldn't play one-on-one. I said if he gets off it, the other guy shouldn't be one-on-one. That guy can play one-on-one as long as he wants.
Hey, that's how you coach that guy. You're like,
right.
hey, I treat everyone fair. I don't treat you all equal. Yeah. He can do a little bit more. I let his leash be a little longer.
Paez is off.
Got to get back. They got numbers here.
Daughtry.
He's starting to feel it.
Going to his office. He hits the deck. Moses is down in pain. And it's a jump ball underneath the basket. Both Moses and Daughtry shaken up on that shot attempt.
And you know what? Moses has been a glue guy for this team all season long. You see the block there, but kid who comes out and has just played an important role for them from the very beginning, played his way into Division I recruitment, actually grew up in the Albany area.
And was more of a defender earlier with this team, and then now he's a double-figure scorer now with the opportunities he's got since Marcus Spears attending Texas.
And Delancey all air on a wide open look.
Yeah, I told you, he's not in a rhythm right now. So if you're Delancey's a volume scorer and he's hyper competitive. So he's got to recognize that number one, he's not 100%. He's playing on that bad ankle. But number two, he's not in a rhythm. So you got to find other ways to impact the game.
Ballerine, spin, touch in the paint.
You talk about recruitment skyrocketing. So you've got to be impressed with what you've seen from David Ballerine.
I think the offense is almost like just an added bonus.
No, it's a bonus, no question.
He's so good
that's a really good move there. Watch him defensively. He's coming up at the point of attack, even though he gets split.
Oh, feeling it.
That ball just floats. It just floats. So pretty. And a big screen as well to get him open.
That's the concern I had for Drive Nation is for Ballerine. He has to protect the rim, but when they screen for Daughtry, you've got to get up.
Ballerine inside. And he's hacked. That one to go against Crawford. Check it out again. The spin, the fade, the touch, the bucket.
And well, this is what I want to check out again. Splitting two defenders, getting into the teeth of the defense, and then shooting that. It's half a pull-up, it's half a floater. That thing just rises above everyone. Nothing but net on the way down.
He's just a gifted scorer. So, it comes natural to him. I think everything else you're watching, you see all the other things. I'm impressed with all the other things. And not as much as scoring because you see the gift. Yeah. He just does it with ease. I don't have to dominate the ball. He's not a guard that dominates it all the time. He gets off.
He does get, and I think that's because he has such gaudy counting statistics. I think that part of his game's underrated, that his willingness to let other guys go to work. He's not one of those guys that only passes if he's going to get an assist.
Yes, no question.
Daughtry working on Mutombo. his first miss from long range today.
I think he's settling a little bit too much now. I think he's getting the cup, but the guys aren't making shots. Maybe he feels a little pressure. He's got to get it going.
I think he knows it's on him. They don't have a three outside of him in this game.
And Daughtry, that's not physical playing. That's the upsetness of missing that rebound.
Yeah, and simultaneously, like, he's always trying to draw fouls. Let's just say it plainly. So I think him hitting the deck there, that's the frustration of him knowing that maybe the risk wasn't worth the reward on him going down that time.
The concern I have for the Rebels right now is not, forget just missing shots. That means his opportunity to go to the glass. Cayden Daughtry is your leading rebounder also.
Yeah.
He has 6 rebounds right now, and in a low-scoring game, there's plenty of opportunities there. And they're not controlling the glass.
Mutombo ties it up at 37 apiece. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter of this championship game. Delancey trap. Paez so active on defense.
That's what I'm talking about. Defensively, Drive Nation is really aggressive.
That's a goaltender.
And Ballarain got it at past the apex on the way down. Good eye by you, Adam.
I don't know. It looked like the ref was waiting to see if the ball went in. It was a goaltender the moment he touched it.
I think if they went in, he just wouldn't have called it. Let it play out. But they're blitzing, they're trapping screens like that, they're rotating, they're challenging shots at the rim. And again, we talked about a team only having 6 players. They're not sitting back playing zone trying to preserve guys.
No.
They're getting after you.
And they don't look tired
at all.
Adam?
Yes.
Indefatigable is what they are. Paez driving. We've seen it all week. We know who they are. Delancey going at it. Harris open for 3.
They need it.
Bottles.
You said it, they needed it, and they got it. Good play by Delancey. He didn't force the shot. Harris, in rhythm, makes a big one.
That's the concern. If they start knocking down threes, then we can start to see some separation.
Moses, right back at you. But that's a long 2.
That's
Crawford
his first
on
field
the break.
goal.
The rim.
At the rim, over the rim, clip it, put it on social, and let's watch it for days.
Austin hangs, hits.
They're not going anywhere.
No, not at all. How about that? They come right back at you after the dunk. You're celebrating, and they're running it right back down the court.
I mean, it would have been so easy for them to be discouraged.
Daughtry at the rim 2.
Randolph, I love that because he wasn't trying to get fouled there. He was trying to get a bucket.
You talked about it. I told you he set up the last 2 possessions. That time, it's no settling. Get to the cup. A missed 2 jump shots, has the understanding that, hey, let me get to the basket.
A steal. Daughtry on the break. Daughtry blocked by Moses.
No, he didn't.
And then he gets it back up and in. Miraculous finish.
No, he didn't.
Oh, yes, he did. Moses, short. Daughtry, who else? To Crawford, just over his hands.
He looks tired right now, but that was incredible. That is just a sheer gift to be able to come up with that.
I mean, there's no other way to say it. He's just a gifted scorer. It just comes easy. It comes natural to him.
Well, and just like beyond that, though, the hand-eye coordination, the reactivity, the instincts, like, that's crazy.
Great job here, taking him out 46 seconds.
Yeah.
Let him get the rest of this quarter and then the time in between. Get him ready in the 4th quarter, and you got a 7-point lead.
Or at least this defensive possession. We'll see if he gets the whole 46 off.
Austin,
that's
tied up by Westbrook.
Yeah,
that's a foul.
So you could see it there, and this is the part of the game that I wish the kids weren't worried about right now. He's driving the ball with his left hand, and with his right hand, he hooked the defender's arm. Now, the referee fell for it, so he got the call, so I almost wish, like, there wasn't that positive reinforcement.
But I will tell you, you're teaching your guards, if I'm dribbling up the court and you're reaching, all I'm going to do is go straight up with my arms, and then we're going to
do it in the broadcast booth. I understand what you're saying. I know what you mean. He's hooking and holding here,
look,
Chris.
I was trying to get warm. I actually was
hooking and holding.
Paez Paez from the corner can't pay it off. Randolph's arms are probably twice the size of yours, too. So
you don't want those trying to say now. Come on.
You don't want those python problems.
I was cold. I actually was trying to grab his
didn't get
jacket.
my workout in this week, and Chris just called me out on national TV. How about that?
I did get one.
Yeah, he just told everybody. Yeah,
I got one in.
Delancey past Paez to the left.
Here we go.
Pretty. He's raised his game here. He had a rough stretch, but that was a big-time play with Daughtry on the bench.
At the buzzer, Mutombo, no. The Florida Rebels in the third with their largest lead of the game on a 6-0 spurt. They're up 50-41, the championship. The Rebels went on a run to end that third quarter. They made 6 of their last 7 shots at a high percentage at the rim. Just like our analyst said they should, and Cayden Daughtry getting it done from the floor for the score.
Where you can see the common denominator is rim pressure. All 4 of those buckets were attacking the hoop and just daring Drive Nation to get into their way. They're going to send bodies to the offensive glass as well. And finally, they've got a little separation, and this very pro-Florida crowd is ready to explode.
Full quarter couldn't have come at a better time for Drive Nation. Right now, the Rebels on a 6-0 run to end the third quarter.
Gaylor had the look.
Gotta wonder if that started fatigue, as we talked about, starting to come in.
You notice that Cayden Daughtry now demanding the ball. He knows it's crunch time. He said, throw me the ball.
Well, he didn't get it. Gaylor comes up with it.
Bellarine, great job there going vertical.
MJ Curry with the deflection. You teach kids to keep their hands up. And that paid off there because he didn't see that pass coming.
Yeah, except he got hurt. He's trying to shake that off, but he's still trying to walk off that left arm injury. Bump, let's say.
Daughtry, 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists as we start this fourth quarter. Daughtry on Paez at the bucket to the left.
Too easy.
How do you want it? I got whatever you want. You want pull-up threes, you want floaters, you want a layup package, you just let me know. What did this guy call?
They got tangled. Paez and Daughtry got tangled up.
Okay. Like, I just want taunting to be allowed for the next 7 minutes up to a certain extent.
I'm with you. I wish overall that rule of...
They've been good so far.
As long as you're playing.
Right.
I'm okay with it. In live action, I don't mind the talking at all.
Well, we know about your taunting. What are we doing here? And a steal by the Rebels.
We're in a danger
They're
zone.
running. Daughtry again.
Danger zone.
13-point lead, largest of the game for the Rebels.
Cayden Daughtry is doing it all right now, as he has done all week, as he has done all month, as he has done all EYBL season.
Right now, the Rebels are on a 10-0 run, finishing the third and starting the fourth. And again, we're at a 13-point lead here, and I think it's upon the Drive Nation now. You got to get back in control of this pace. You got to take care of the basketball now.
And I'm going to say it again. The adjustment he made, he stopped trying to bait fouls. He's very good at that. But right now, he's just going to the rim, and he's showing you he doesn't need the call. He's got a finishing package.
Yeah, early in the third quarter, he shot a couple of jumpers. You guys said, hey, he's settling for jumpers. He needs to attack. Every highlight we just saw was at the rim.
Right. He missed those back-to-back jump shots. Since then, he's attacking the rim. But again, he's also leading this game in rebounding and assists.
Yeah, I mean, we got 7 minutes left. He could mess around and flirt with a triple-double. He's got 25, 8, and 5 right now against just one turnover. So it's like just total dominance.
Yes.
Right now, he sent that first initial message to the triple-double like, hey, I'm coming for you.
And let's talk about the resume. EYBL's leading scorer, EYBL's MVP. This would punctuate it all.
Yes. This puts him up there amongst the greatest runs in the season by an EYBL player.
What other runs are on this level? Would you say one singular Peach Jam as Paez gets the bucket?
Statistically, I mean, Adam, I don't know where you go.
So you could go Cooper Flag, but that was E16.
That was 16.
You could go winning, Boozer, but he didn't have the
numbers.
He didn't have these. He didn't have these counting stats for sure. So I don't know.
Noel's for three. So you're saying this might be, not saying for sure, unprecedented in what we've seen at Peach Jam.
I would want to go back and see what Trae Young's numbers were. Remember, Trae Young playing with Michael Porter, it's very reminiscent of that. Stylistically, aesthetically, it's very reminiscent of that.
But you're going to have to go back that far to find someone that's with the numbers and the accolades to back him up like this.
And even then, he had Porter.
He had Porter,
And Daughtry's got other guys with him. Everybody, you know, 4 other players on the roster are nationally ranked guys, but it all starts with him.
Yeah, and remember back then, Michael Porter Jr. was the #1 guy.
Yeah.
Like, we understand it was Trae Young, Luka Doncic in the draft, DeAndre Ayton.
But
in high school, it was Michael Porter Jr.
It was the same conversation, though. Young was probably the best player, but everybody, myself included, was like, oh, I don't know about the size. And, you know, Porter's 6'9", he's athletic, he can shoot. Like, he just translates better to the highest level.
And Trae Young's had the better career.
I mean, we can litigate that later. But yes, I think Trae Young has exceeded certainly my expectations. That's why, you know, the conversation now is how good is Daughtry as a pro? And I don't know is the answer. I don't think anybody knows.
Time will tell. But time running out for Drive Nation.
Right now, they're in a tough spell right now, only scoring 2 points in the last 5 minutes or so of game time.
So maybe the clock has run out on our Cinderfellas here, Randolph.
No, they're still fighting.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
They still have a chance.
14-point deficit, 5:30 to go. They need something to happen now.
That is the worst thing that the Rebels could do, was think that this Drive Nation team was going to quit.
Gaylor hits a wide open Moses.
Need it. It's a wide open. It's a good look. But
good rebounds.
Paez inside. He's their leading scorer with 14.
The concern you have for the Drive Nation is they're not built to come back.
While MJ Curry
with the hammer. And guess who got another assist? Cayden Daughtry. He's rated in the roof, Chris. Did you see that?
I see it.
I haven't seen that celebration in a while.
Gaylor, the finesse, the fillet. The turnover by Curry.
Cayden Daughtry is literally saying, yo,
hey,
yo.
Slow down.
Is that what he's saying? Is he saying yo or is he saying slow? Either way, the message is the same. Like, hey, I'll do the playmaking here. You do the dunking, I'll do the playmaking.
Well, actually, that ball deflected out of bounds. As we get a couple of looks at MJ Curry, and cooking with some curry sauce is Gaylor.
And the concern we talked about now is Drive Nation needs to press, and they're just not built for that. They're not built to come back from a lead. Like they have to get stops and rebound the basketball.
And that's huge, to guard for the full shot clock and then give up an offensive rebound.
Because now this possession, they can take it under 4 minutes.
The quarterback, Daughtry, managing the clock.
Here we go.
Fires. Dagger! Cayden Daughtry.
Get out of here. That's a video game.
I wanted to say it wasn't over yet, but I'm close.
Yeah. Moses answers right back.
Listen, the show's not over until that guy comes out of the game.
No doubt about it. And right now, he knows it's closing time. He's got to get a crowd. You got to get the ball out of his hands. Make someone else beat you. He's proven he can beat you.
Daughtry to the bucket. No. Mutombo pushing it the other way. Right at Crawford. And Ballerine with the putback.
If you thought they were going home without a fight, you were wrong.
I don't think anybody's questioning that. They need stops and possessions just like that. Quick shots by the Rebels. Your Drive Nation push opportunities as they come, but you're running out of time, man. You got to get stops.
Huge play by Curry. Everybody was waiting for Daughtry to come get it. He makes that athletic slash and a big-time finish.
Moses right back at you. So Drive Nation getting some late offense going.
Just got to get some stops.
Daughtry's stat line on the triple-double watch, 28, 9, and 7.
Yeah, it's here.
3 minutes to get 3 assists.
This is a close enough game. He'll have opportunities.
This is that drive by Curry going baseline, 2 dribbles to the rim. I love it when they can play long off the bounce.
Harris to Curry, who loses it. We got some life.
Crawford's
Moses
coming.
on the break, and Crawford boards that. Ballerine on the putback and 1.
Ballerine is a warrior.
I've been so impressed with him as I have with everyone else for Drive Nation, but for a big guy to get all the talent everyone's talking about, he just seems to know what he is. Rim runs here. He's the first guy beating everyone else down for the rebound.
How about that block from Crawford? Problem is he was the only one sprinting back, so Ballerine was able to take advantage.
Ballerine, 6 offensive rebounds for Drive Nation.
Makes his free throw, and he has a double-double with 10 and 10 right now.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier. He's got touch to work with, too. That guy's far from a finished product.
7-point game, 2:20 to go. Daughtry, fouled by Mutombo.
The problem you have when you're guarding him, his first step, his quickness, is you got to corral him because he shoots it so well.
Yep.
So you got to get up, and he beats you with his first step. And at that point, you either got to foul him or, I would put a bigger defender on him and allow him to use his length.
Yeah.
Got to give him some space. Too good at drawing fouls and getting angles on you.
And I think at this point he recognizes, like, hey, you said this a couple minutes ago. It's closing time.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep the ball in my hands here.
I'm going to dominate and close and take us home.
Because it's not going well when other guys have it.
Harris driving into traffic. Curry gets it out to Daughtry.
No dip.
And Ballerine on the break. Finds Mutombo. Loose ball. Daughtry comes up with it.
Was that rebound number 10? You giving him a board for that?
We'll see if the stat sheet, more importantly, if they do it.
And Daughtry down at half court. The foul will go against Austin. It'll be his 3rd. Drive Nation, that was their last foul to give the Rebels. They only have 2 fouls committed here in the 4th quarter. So they're going to take a look at that.
That's the part we talked about with Daughtry just drawing fouls. In transition, a little bit fatigued, but he runs into the defender, forcing the officials to blow the whistle.
I think this is the best compliment we can give him. Like, we could talk at length about all the different elements of his game, but he is absolutely maximizing what he's got. For all the talk about, his size and stuff like that, my question would be, talk about his game. What would you want to see him add to his game? And I don't have a whole lot more strength, sure. But
that'll come.
Yeah, but there's nothing glaring missing, particularly with what he can do with the ball in his hands. I even think he's underrated defensively. I think he's underrated athletically. His hand-eye coordination is off the charts. His hands are super quick defensively. Like, there's just not many holes there.
Won't have it argued from me, my friend.
So that was the last foul to give for Drive Nation. 1:38 to go. They are down by 7, needing a stop.
And the thing that I will add is he's a closer. I mean, he's just a killer in moments like this. He
wants a ball screen.
Yeah, they're going to give him an angle, give him a side to get into it. You got to double him. I agree. Get it out of his hand. Make someone else beat you.
Westbrook fires off, and the offensive rebound, huge by Delancey.
Yeah, that's a big blow there.
So Daughtry is fouled by Mutombo. That's the 5th foul on Drive Nation.
And guys, to put this in perspective, Cayden Daughtry hasn't slept in his own bed in over a month.
Yes.
His journey started last month at the NBA Top 100 camp just up the road in Rock Hill, about 2 hours up the road in Rock Hill, South Carolina. He went from there to Colorado Springs in the Olympic training facility where he tried out and made the U.S. World Cup team. That World Cup team traveled to Istanbul, Turkey, where they won a gold medal. He went from there directly to Las Vegas, where we saw him play and thrive in Session 4 of the EYBL, even while some of his USA basketball teammates were notably fighting through fatigue. From Las Vegas, he flew directly here to North Augusta, South Carolina, where he is about to punctuate one of the most magical runs we've seen in Peach Jam history.
Adam, the only thing I'm going to push back on that is, I don't know about a tryout. I think he was pretty. I think when he got out there, I think anyone in their right mind was going to keep him on the team.
Yeah, I hear you. But how about this? He came off the bench for that team.
He did.
Beckham Black and Navarro Bowman were the starting backcourt for that team.
Paez heads to the charity stripe. He's the leading scorer for Drive Nation. This is his 2nd trip there.
And guys, got a chance to make it a 2-possession game.
But he makes it easy. His game makes it easy because you see the patience. He just cares about winning. And again, his unselfishness, he doesn't have to dominate the ball. He doesn't care. He just wants to win.
Right. Yeah, I do think that's underrated. We said it before. His willingness to get off the ball. When you see his stats, you assume he's just ball dominant all the time.
Yes.
It's not the case.
If you see these numbers, you're coming here expecting a young man to be ball dominant, shoots it whenever he wants, takes a high volume of shots, and that's just not the case.
And there's a lot of guards at this level who have good assist numbers who are not necessarily ball movers. They throw assists, but don't move it to move it. He's not one of those guys.
When he doesn't have a shot.
7-point advantage as Paez goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. And Curry is fouled in the backcourt by Moses. This will be Curry's first trip to the free throw line here in the championship game, with an opportunity to make it a 9-point advantage.
Mutombo's the only player for Drive Nation that has 4 fouls, and we're going to finish this game with a free throw shooting contest. And before we finish up, guys, I still can't say how impressed I am with Drive Nation and what they've done to get here.
It's a terrific point. Yep, lost Marcus Spears last week, go 0-4 in Vegas, limped into the Peach Jam field, and yet fought their way to the finals. A true Cinderella story with only 6 guys in the lineup.
Yes.
And the steal by the Rebels. Daughtry is fouled by Austin, and they can feel the championship in their hands.
Nothing for Drive Nation to hold their head down about again. And you're talking about not just one game, coming off back-to-back days of playing 2 games.
Yep.
6 guys.
I mean, we talk about Marcus Spears not being here, you know, committing and classing up to go to Texas, but Kavion Bryant, another star athlete that they had that stood out during EYBL sessions, committed to play football at Texas Tech, a 5-star football player.
Right.
that is also not on the floor. So they're missing both of those two guys that really, in the earlier sessions, carried the load.
Listen, session 3 in Memphis, they had nine players in uniform, which is a good number for EYBL because you don't have to worry about minutes, and it has been down to 6. And so the collective character of this group and the coaching staff, they deserve a whole lot of credit.
Daughtry, 31 points, 9 rebounds, 6 helpers.
Yeah, believe it or not, he didn't hit his average yet.
He's averaging 32 here at Peach Jam. So look, when I say that, you ready for the numbers every single game? 32 the first game, 34 the second game, 43 Peach Jam record that third game, that triple overtime game, 30, 35, 32. And then the low scoring game, the one we had, 19 and 10 assists.
Yeah.
That's the low scoring game where he had a double-double with assists.
And it was either 0 or 1 turnover in that game
0
as well. Yeah. He's been spectacular, and it's every single time he takes the court. Tell you what, his recruitment is going to be fascinating as well because you have schools like Miami and Iowa that have been there since the very beginning, and then obviously you have other schools that have come in and jumped on board. Where will he go? I think finding a situation like the Rebels where they play with the spacing and the pace and he gets the volume to do what he does will be really important to seeing the best version of him in college basketball.
Well, he'll get to that average now as Paez fouls Daughtry with 32 seconds to go.
Not unlike Trae Young going to Oklahoma.
No, and it'll be interesting. You said Miami was on him early. You know they're going to be.
Yeah, Jay's here.
They're going to be helicoptering his recruitment. And
the story is that Jay Lucas went to go see Cayden Daughtry within 24 hours of being named the Miami head coach.
Oh, rightfully so.
And what I will tell you is this, is that yesterday when they played at 9 o'clock in the morning on this very court, Iowa head coach Ben McCollum was the first coach in his seat by 8:30, so that when they were here warming up, it was very clear who was saying, hey, it went pretty well for Bennett Sturts. You want to come fill that role?
And I was going to say, it's both coaches have had point guards, and
yeah,
Jay getting there and Trey Donaldson, where it's like, hey, I put the ball in my point guard's hand.
Right.
I let him lead my team, and that's something that, you know, Cayden Daughtry's going to be looking for.
He gets to add a block to that stat line. Let's see, the Drive Nation will let this one run out. Cayden Daughtry, your EYBL MVP, is now your EYBL 2026 Peach Jam champion as well, with a final stat line, 33 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. The Florida Rebels are your 2026 Peach Jam champions.
The storybook is complete.
He closed the deal, and is anyone surprised? Just a great performance, MVP in the regular season.
How about his teammates cheering MVP?
Yeah.
How many times have we seen the high-volume guy that teammates don't necessarily love to play with? That is not the case here. He is very clearly beloved by his teammates. I don't know that I've seen that before, when the team chants MVP right after the team wins a championship. For them to recognize him as the leader, that's a better culmination than anything we could say.
But again, it goes to how we talked about how he does it. For a guy that averages 32 points a game, he just doesn't dominate the ball. It's Steph Curry-like, and I'm not saying by any stretch that he's that guy, but he gets it with other guys handling the ball. He doesn't do it as a ball-dominant guard.
See him with Steve Reese right there, program director and head coach. One final celebration.
One for the record books for the Florida Rebels and for Cayden Daughtry. One of the best runs we've seen by a singular player. There will only be 4 or 5 players in the history of Peach Jam to do what Cayden Daughtry did statistically, to be in that conversation. Cayden Daughtry is there.
We're going to be talking about this run for quite some time.
Yes, we are.
I think that's the thing. Everybody's going to be talking about how impressive, how efficient this run was. I mean, this is a dominant run by a small guard. And he was as efficient as any player you've seen play in EYBL in quite some time.
See Cayden Daughtry right there in the middle. All smiles, dapping up John Stovall and getting the Peach Jam hats.
He is, I mean, let's put it in perspective. Led the EYBL in scoring. Was second in assists for the majority of the year. Coming into this one, he was third in assists. Was the EYBL regular season MVP. And now he is an EYBL champion. And oh yeah, can't forget, he set an EYBL record, Peach Jam record, with 43 points in a single game.
Cayden Daughtry joins us now as the EYBL MVP, but most importantly, a Peach Jam champion. So Cayden, so many accolades you have. What does this one mean to you today?
It just means everything. You know, I came in playing with Coach Reese after this team lost last year in the finals. I just told him, hey, we're here to stay. We're gonna keep playing. We're gonna keep playing. We're gonna be who we are. We're gonna play the Rebel way, and we're gonna win this. And that's what we did, bro. It's a dream come true.
Cayden, we've been talking a lot about the resume. EYBL's leading scorer, most points in a single game, EYBL MVP, now EYBL champion. But you have done all this without sleeping in your own bed. When was the last time you slept in your own bed? Take us through your schedule through the last month plus.
I think the last time I slept in my bed was like early June, like right before MBPA camp. And you know, it just went to tryouts. Man, I played so hard in tryouts. Made the team, put my heart on the line, put my body on the line for USA. And then I came in Vegas, bro. I can't even speak, bro. Oh my God.
Have you had time to think about what your summer's been like and what you've accomplished?
Yeah, I've had time, but at the same time, I always had a next game, next play mentality. So, you know, I obviously won a gold medal. I obviously did everything that I did this summer, but this was the last thing I had to check off my list, and here it is.
What's your biggest moment from this Peach Jam run? Because a lot of people might even point to your loss in that triple overtime loss. But for you personally, winning the championship throughout this entire run, what's the biggest moment you had?
The biggest moment was this game when I hit that three on the right wing. I just knew we sealed it from there. I just knew when we had I think a 3-possession lead, it was it. The same thing in Team Hero game. So, you know, hit that three, saw me celebrate, and just had to finish it out after that.
Are you familiar with the tradition? Because I'm tossing this your way, my friend. Good catch. And what we do here is when you win the Peach Jam championship,
you gotta do it.
We all take a big bite at the same time. Ready? Let's go. Congrats, my friend. Our guy.
Congratulations.
Cayden Daughtry, congratulations on being named MVP of EYBL regular season and for winning the Peach Jam championship. I'm not gonna lie, fellas, this is pretty good.
This is what they do, Georgia Peaches.
I don't know if I've ever had a peach outside of the peach cobbler, but this is the way to go. And celebrating for Cayden Daughtry, just what a magical run. You can hear the fatigue in his voice.
You can see the emotion. He started to get emotional.
Yeah.
And he caught himself, and I think he hasn't. This is so fresh. You know, he hadn't had time, I think, to totally process everything. But I mean, you're talking about finishing off a run that's just historic and what he's been able to do.
I think what we saw was the release. I finally did it. I finally got it. I finally proved it, and now I can exhale.
You never know when you're in it. When you're in it, it's just the next, the next, the next. And right now, there's a break. There is no next. It's just time to sit back and go, wow, like I did it. We did it. And what a summer. It's not just Peach Jam. We're talking USA basketball. Just a heck of a summer for Cayden Daughtry.
He mentioned that shot, and it felt like a moment in time when he hit it. I think there was still 4.5 game minutes left on the clock, but he pointed to that and saying, like, that's the moment that I'll remember the most.
I think he knew it was over then. I think that three was late in the clock as an isolation, and it just felt like, all right, we're up 14 points here. This game's over. I know I'm the best closer here, and that I'm going to close this game out.
Guys, let me say this. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been at this event every year for 20 years. This is as impressive from start to finish as I can recall. He made we can have the conversation about who the best long-term prospect is another day. There is no conversation to be had right now about who the best player in high school basketball is today.
Okay, so knowing that's part of your decision-making and who is ranked where, after this run at Peach Jam, where do you project that Cayden Daughtry will go in the high school rankings?
Well, you're going to have to wait and find out. But what I will tell you, is that normally, after the summer, we go back and we watch all the film before we make changes. We're going to be announcing some stuff in the next 48 hours.
Yeah, you don't need to watch film on a couple things.
Not on this guy.
Not on this guy.
Well, just an impressive entire Peach Jam. What moment stood out most to you from this entire week?
Oh man, I didn't see the 43.1. You know what I think it was? I think it was watching him too. Watching his teammates chant MVP right after the team wins a championship, for them to recognize him. I've never seen that before.
I think that, and I think just what this tournament's about. Great run, great talent. We've seen great players, but I just feel like we got to say something about Drive Nation and what they accomplished together for a team, for what they have been through. They need to be acknowledged in a moment like this as well.
Yeah, Drive Nation again, against all odds, making it to the championship. Congrats to the Florida Rebels for winning the championship. That's Randolph Childers. For Adam Finkelstein, I'm Chris Miles. More coverage of high school basketball coming your way.